What's going on? It's Justeeni here. A couple months ago, a YouTuber by the name Justeeni Lingueeni made a tier list on normal waterworld, and he put Kiku in A tier, which seems kind of ridiculous, honestly, when you really think about it. Clearly, he has not played very much waterworld, so I'm here to set the record straight. Kiku is an S tier tribe. Are they the best tribe for waterworld? Maybe not, but they are in the same tier as Polaris and Aquarian for sure. And I'm gonna make my case here. So, yeah, here's the game against Polaris. So, we're gonna see what actually makes Kiku better, because in theory it seems like they should be worse, but there's one element that Justeeni forgot. He didn't mention, like, at all. But this is very important. Kiku gets starfish way earlier than any other tribe. You can see turn 6 nav. That's very consistent, by the way. That's with the 2-city spawn. And so yeah, we meet the opponent, but they don't have nav yet. So basically Kiku just has this big star advantage. And we're going to see that leveraged to get a dominating position before Polaris can flex their late game strike. Like, look at that turn 9 bomber. And all these scouts just controlling the map, causing all sorts of problems for Polaris. Like, Polaris, yes, they expand more quickly, but not by a whole lot. Like, they have to contend with this. This is not at all trivial for Polaris. Like, again, supposedly this tribe is a tier above Kiku. It's turn 11 aquatism. Polaris doesn't have any sort of equivalent. Now, Kiku's not always going to be able to do this. They are very reliant on these starfish, but still, like, this feels like a proven concept. Kiku can definitely cause some problems like this. 43 stars on turn 13. I just go Philo here for the memes. This is a horrible investment. Just get strategy and or construction, pop some giants and win that way, taking the city by force. So it's going to be 3 cities versus like whatever the opponent has. I mean, they're cooked. Like, and Kiku can just do this. So I'll go ahead and cut to another match though, in case you're not convinced. Alright, so this time against Aquarian, which some people may say is the best waterworld tribe. Of course, it's way better than Kiku, right? They just get too many cities, right? You see another 2-city situation here. And we're going to see Kiku is so quick. Now, I'd straight up misplaced my port here. It doesn't matter too much, but it does matter a little bit. It's 1 star wasted. Potentially more, actually. So, slight misplay, but I get 3 cities here. I meet the opponent, and yeah, I lose my raft, so not as lucky as last time, but I can get these starfish. And that matters. Now, the opponent gets a little antsy. They try to advance sooner than they should. And I'm stealing the runes. This is very important against Aquarian. And very notably, Kiku can steal the runes. They're more than fast enough to give Aquarian some trouble by stealing some runes. Opponent goes in with sharks. But yeah, by stealing these runes, get hunting, and economy is booming. Also notably, using rafts, I think this is something Justeeni just didn't take into account. You don't have to upgrade all your ships. You can use rafts to collect the starfish for really cheap. Super efficient to do it that way. Like, yeah, Aquarian can do the same with warriors, but rafts have extra movement. They're actually more efficient for grabbing the starfish than riders are for Aquarian. And look at this tech tree. Aquatism already, getting more stars to get ready for strategy. Like, and apparently Kiku's A tier. Again, a full tier below Aquarian. Like, what? Hello? Like, I don't know what Justeeni was thinking. Clearly, he hadn't played enough Waterworld. Like, we can see this is going pretty well for Kiku. 4 cities, stole a lot of runes in the middle, took a ton of starfish, getting some giants. Soon to get strategy. Pop rune, which, that's alright, I guess. Another rune here. Boom, strategy. Look at this, and you just have every single tech you need. You could get diplomacy, that's not good against Aquarion though. But Aquarion, they don't have aquatism. Even if they have more cities, they're not strictly at a long-term advantage. Because they don't have aquatism. And until they get aquatism, they're going to be under the pressure. The win is far from guaranteed. And this is a situation where Kiku is off to a bit of a slow start, getting a little bit bullied. But yeah, despite that, these juggernauts are going to provide a lot of pressure. The superior mobility in the water, that's a big deal. I don't think Justeeni even made note of that in his tier list. For Aquarion to match the mobility of other tribes, they have to buy waterways. They have to buy a whole nother tech. Opponent getting a city wall here, which this is a little questionable. Jellyfish and amphibians don't have a defense bonus. But they have Grand Bazaar. They have 6 cities. Like, they should be winning, but Aquarion does have some weaknesses. We even see a bomber up here using that star advantage to cause problems. Sending the Juggernaut back to heal. Bomber's well defended. We do see the crabs as well, but without aquatism, they're not actually better than Juggernauts. So yeah, they're fighting, they're doing their thing, but then there's a lot of pressure here. Boom. City's just getting sieged. And yeah, like, look at all this water control, despite the city disadvantage. They're able to unsiege, just barely. But then the giant can walk in. Bomber's gonna do some damage. And yeah, like, Kiku's just able to put all this pressure on from this big star advantage, despite the fact that they're down in cities. Like, yes, Aquarion gets these cities, but they have all these disadvantages that a quick tribe like Kiku can make up for. I mean, Polaris is in the same tier as Aquarion as well, for similar reasons, but yeah, both tribes are absolutely able to take advantage of Aquarion's weaknesses and put up a good fight. Why is Kiku a tier lower? That makes no sense. So now, taking the city count is now even, and at this point, this is a dead loss to Aquarion. And it took a while to get here, 22 turns, but yeah, you can siege, but siege does not hold. And you can see Kiku has established bombers, which are going to provide a ton of long-term value. Aquatism's still putting in a lot of work. Like, Aquarion is just not able to get it done. And yeah, I'm not necessarily saying like, oh, Kiku's like better than Aquarion. I'm sure the opponent probably could have played better, but I feel like this is definitely a proving concept. Like, Kiku can put up a good fight. They're almost equal to Aquarion. Definitely not a tier lower. But to really solidify my point, I have one more replay. I'll go ahead and cut to that. Alright, so this time we're seeing Luxador. This tribe was put in the same tier as Kiku, and you're going to see the difference between these two tribes. Like, both these tribes were put in A tier, the same tier. And we can see Luxador doing Luxador things. They get another city, so they can get a very quick giant. Which, yeah, that's to be expected. Navigation pre-C2. And we see the opponent. Look at that. They already have aquatism. They've explored more, they've gotten runes, they've likely already gotten nav, that's how they have aquatism. Luxador doesn't even have their giant. And already, Starfish getting stolen. Only turn 10 you get the giant, but the opponent can already spam rammers with aquatism. Border growth here is very nice. You can get a second giant. But does it really matter? Look at that, they have defenders with aquatism. Giant advantage means nothing if you're just down so many stars. These tribes are not in the same tier. Like, Justeeni, did you even play the matchup? Like, I don't know why this Justeeni guy has to send misinformation on the internet like this. Like, I really hope he makes an apology video to Amanda Sins. Look at that! Keiko gets a giant. Even just one giant, though, in this situation is better than two because aquatism with defenders as support. Like, cool, you have two giants as Luxador. That just doesn't mean anything. Look at this. They're both already half HP. Luxador's cooked. They can't get nearly as many starfish. Luxador just got ramming. They don't have aquatism. They just got strategy. They haven't even gotten very many defenders in the water. It's not even close. These tribes are not in the same tier. They're at least a tier apart. Like, Keiko wipes the floor. Easy S tier. Luxador, they might be A tier, but they are not in the same tier as Keiko. Again, really shameful that Justeeni would put out such horrible misinformation on the internet. But, you know, I guess that's just how the YouTuber world is. Some people just are disgraceful people. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Like and sub, and have a good one.